Hey, have you ever thought about how twisted your mind is? When somebody tells you a story or somebody tells you a joke, where does your mind go? Does it go to a good place where you think the best? Or does it go to a twisted thought that you didn't want to go into, but you just can't help yourself? Horror stories. They're always scary when you tell them and give you the punchline. Today we're gonna see if Nelly and Theo can understand horror stories, even without telling them what the conclusion is. For the next 6 stories, try to tell if you can understand why they're a scary story. And if you guess most of them right, you might have a twisted mind. Here we go. We brought some babies with us to help us cope with the whole scary scenario, you know? Have some... Jeez. This video is not for all suited audience. If you have a weak stomach, don't watch this. Okay, I think the babies were a bad idea.
Dude, why are you getting him naked? This is TOS.
Okay, you gotta put this close up. The first story is about a crying little girl. There was a little girl in a basement just like this one, and she was crying and crying. But then she saw a lamp. What did you do? Stop it. Oh my god. We're not gonna get through this, are we? So a little girl was crying inside a dirty storage room at night. But in there, she saw a lamp.
Was it lit?
It had some dust on it, so she rubbed the lamp. Little did she know it was a genie lamp, and a genie came out and said to the little girl, "I will grant you one wish." The girl thought and said, "I hate my parents. They beat me every day and they yell at me. I wish they were dead."
Was it a blue genie that looks like Will Smith?
Dude, Will Smith was jacked.
Myron.
The genie said, "Alright, your wish will come true tomorrow morning. Now go to bed." So the little girl went back home and went to bed. The next morning she woke up and she found that her parents were just eating breakfast perfectly fine. She became upset. She went back to that basement and rubbed the lamp. She told the genie, "Hey, how come my parents aren't dead?" The genie looked shocked. The genie exclaimed, "No, I definitely did kill your parents." Then the little girl wept. Why is that a horror story?
The kid's adopted.
Yeah, he's adopted for sure.
What the fuck? The answer is she started to cry because she was adopted. She was crying not only because she killed her biological parents, but she also wasted a wish.
What if the father is like some random sperm donor?
Oh my god. He was just there to make a few quick bucks.
And he just dies.
That's scary
That
as
is
hell. That
pretty
could be
scary.
all. That could be
me. What if I just donate my sperm? And...
Don't donate your sperm then. So Nelly answered first, so he gets a point. Ooh, horror.
Excuse me.
The next story is about a 5-star review. The story goes like this. I am a 23-year-old college girl. My skin was getting worse, so I was very worried. I searched the internet for a good skincare product and encountered a face mask that had a really good review. All it had was 5-star reviews. People said, "This product works great. This product made my skin moisturized more than ever." So I bought it right away. And after a few days, the face masks arrived and I applied them. I fell asleep, but after a while, my face started to itch. I got up as soon as possible and ran to the washroom. When I looked into the mirror, my face melted away as if I had been burnt. I went to so many different hospitals. I went to everywhere I could to fix my face, but nobody could do it. What am I gonna do? Am I gonna live for the rest of my life with this melted face? I went back home and gave a 5-star review.
Maybe her face was so messed up she couldn't see. she meant to give it a 1-star review, but she put it 5-star.
Wrong.
Yeah,
Try to be more
so
messed up. Try to think like a messed up person.
What? Because like, if you make everyone else ugly, right? Then you're average.
Oh.
So that way she's like better looking.
that makes
wise,
sense.
Right? If everyone else is doing bad in class, right? Like if you get all of your class.
Oh wait, this is a baby. This is a baby. You can't be doing that. Did you figure out why this was a horror story before Nelly did? Did you figure out why this was such a twisted story? The answer is the college girl thought it was so unfair that she was the only one that had a melted face. So she went online, just like everybody else did, and gave it a 5-star review.
So I get another point.
Okay, yeah.
You get
Get 0.5.
0.5. Nelly, should I be worried?
No.
I'm more scared of him now.
Yeah, kind of. I kind of want to leave.
That's like Nelly doing a quiz and he fails.
Yeah, and then he tells you the wrong answer.
Yeah, he tells me the wrong answers on purpose.
Sorry, if I'm failing, you're failing with me. Real friends.
The next story is called The Quiet Husband. Once there lived a couple. The husband, as usual, was getting ready for work. But he remembered that he had a weird dream. So he told his wife, "Don't open the door until I come back home." The wife said, "Okay, although the dream is about nothing and you shouldn't be worried." And she greeted him outside. As time passed, it was almost time for her husband to come back home, but he didn't. The wife started to get worried and she remembered that when her husband, pay attention.
Okay, you gotta start from the beginning. I kind of lost.
Once there lived a couple, the husband is
Starting over again.
Yo, shut up.
Once there lived a couple. The man had a strange dream. Don't open the door until I get back. I'm pretty sure I got this narration job going. I think I can moderate DanPlan too.
The wife started to worry because of what her husband told her in the morning. Then, their doorbell rang. Instead of opening the door right away, she looked at the peephole and saw her husband. So she said, "Honey, is that you?" But there was no answer. So, being cautious, she didn't open the door. And from the other side of the door, all she heard was, "Damn it." She didn't fall for it. Why was that a scary story?
Oh, dude, it's just like propping the body up to make it seem like it's him, right? It's just like a dead corpse, right?
Oh.
What is wrong? What is wrong with Nelly?
Dude, instantaneous.
Instant.
What
Every
the-
question.
Dude, I was still processing. I was like,
Dude, when I read this, I'm like, why would her husband say that?
I was like, wait, what?
The reason why this was a scary story was because her husband was actually murdered. And the murderer was dragging his body up at the door, holding him, waiting for the wife to open the door.
I just thought it was a hubby just
Is that
playing a
right?
prank.
Imagine you do that to your wife. You're married, right? 20 years down the line, he's
Yeah.
like, "Babe, don't open the door until I get back, okay? I have like a bad feeling about today. Come back, like in the middle of the night, you knock on the door,
And
you
he's
say
planning a
nothing.
prank.
and you don't say anything.
Yeah.
That is the worst prank ever.
That is the worst.
That's when you're getting divorced.
That's the divorce.
So if you're into that kind of stuff, hit me up on YouTube.com.
Stop! No!
Or you can
Nobody hit him up. Nobody hit them
Or you
up.
can stop.
The next story is called The Dancing Princess. Far, far away, there lived a king, a queen, and a princess.
Wait, is this Shrek?
I can't go through a single story.
More so that you can't read.
Once upon a time, far, far away, there lived a king, a queen, and a princess. But the queen soon passed away, and the king grieved and grieved. What the king missed the most about her queen was her dance. But as the princess grew up, she resembled the queen so much. So the king asked the princess to dance for him, but the princess was very shy. So the king went to the blacksmith and asked to make a pair of shoes for her daughter. The king gave the princess some red shoes, and as she wore them, she started to dance, and the king was very happy. The end.
The king bought Fiona,
Not Fiona.
the princess, some shoes.
Yeah.
And then she danced.
Uh-huh.
That's kind of like how your dad wants his daughter to do something, and his daughter's like, "No, unless you buy me this Gucci bag." And then the dad buys a
Dude.
Gucci bag, and she does it.
It's a princess, not an ABG. She's not gonna be. She's not gonna be dancing for some Balenciagas.
No, that's not the answer.
Okay.
Okay, Nelly, you give it a go.
So when you said the shoes, maybe like the shoes are attached to strings. So it's just like there's like a puppeteer making her dance.
Yeah.
Okay, thank God you didn't get that right.
Was my thought worse or better?
No,
Is it like
it-
more as twisted? Or
No,
is
it's
it...
more twisted,
Aw,
actually.
damn it.
Oh, damn. Okay.
The reason why this story is so scary is because the shoes were made by the blacksmith, and it was metal. And the reason it was red was because it was heated so much, and when the daughter wore them, she couldn't help but dance.
That's fucked. That's dope. Or not dope, but that's like a cool story.
That's why he got the shoes from a blacksmith.
Oh,
was the-
blacksmith.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I should've known.
I thought
Not
blacksmith
my
was some like high-end designer shop. in far, far away.
Far, far away. Blacksmith Inc.
Blacksmith thing. I
Yes.
feel so dumb not getting any of this, but at the
It
same
means,
time,
you
I
have
feel
a
like-
pure of heart, okay?
Yeah.
Nelly,
I'm so sorry.
I'm gonna hug you right after this. Don't worry. Whenever I do are you a whatever, it's all riddles. It's just riddles.
Oh, I don't really watch your videos, so like.
Alright, stop recording for a second. Next story. Anyone at least... Okay, Nelly, you can get up now.
Okay, cool.
The next story is called The Superpower. Everyone at least once had the thought of, I wish that person was dead. But what if that thought became a reality? When I was in kindergarten, I got into a fight with a friend, and I thought, I wish that kid was dead. The next morning, that kid turned out to be dead.
In kindergarten, it's just like, he stole my crayons. I wish he was dead. And then he just dies the next day. That's what you get for stealing my magenta. Like,
Scary time. This is supposed to be like giving people chills, okay? People are not gonna get chills.
yeah, I'm chilling.
I really thought coming to the basement would set the mood. I confirmed my superpowers in middle school when the kids that bullied me died. So then I thought, whenever I wish someone to be dead, they die. That was my superpower. I got scared, so I decided not to interact with anyone throughout my high school years. But it came to a surprise when the people that bullied me in high school died, but I never wished them to be dead. I got very paranoid and very scared quickly. I decided to tell my parents everything. At first, they didn't believe me. They said this is just a big coincidence. But I told them there were too many evidences to be a coincidence. And they told me, man, you must have had it rough, kid. It's gonna be okay. You're not a bad kid. That gave me so much relief, and I was so thankful for my parents. So I went to bed. Then I woke up the next morning to find that my parents were dead.
Man, are people just dying and it's just a big coincidence?
Yeah,
No.
it could be just a coincidence.
Elias, what do you think?
And I think it's the people who hate him that gets killed by his powers.
Oh, that's probably it.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Is that right?
right.
That's right. Oh,
Elias.
no.
Parents.
is it-
The kid did in fact have superpowers, but it wasn't the superpower of killing anyone he wished to be dead. The superpower was anyone that wished him to be dead would be killed. So the parents wanted him dead. Just like everyone that bullied him or mean to him.
Just imagine the kid after that, just finding his parents dead. He's like, okay, maybe my power is not.
When some really smart, crazy, messed up guy comes up to him and is like, it's probably whoever wants to kill you. And the kid's like in denial
And then the
about
kid
it.
kills
He's like,
himself?
oh, fuck.
Oh, and the kid kills himself.
But that's
'cause
crazy.
he hates
'cause-
himself and
yeah,
kills
but that would
himself.
never
Oh,
work
shit.
in today's society because everyone hates themselves.
Love yourself.
I don't know if we can put that in. It's supposed to be a scary video, but the message is love yourself. Dude, Nelly's just tilted that he's not crazy.
I hate losing.
He's like, what? I'm normal? What the fudge? This last story is my favorite and the hardest story because when I thought about the answer, I couldn't figure it out. But when I found out, it really did mess me up. This last story is about a shower. When I was taking a shower,
Dude, that's the scariest thing you've said all day.
When I was taking a shower, I heard a scream in the living room. Being surprised, I just took the towel to cover myself and ran out to the living room. I saw a man in a ski mask with a knife, and on the floor, my father, my mother, and my sister laid there dead. As soon as the man saw me, he ran out the window. Why did the man run away?
Wait, what? That was just it?
Why is this a scary story?
Because
Your family's dead.
yeah.
Yes, that's fair. That is a fair assessment of the situation.
You're a buff dude with a six-pack, and he doesn't want to fuck with you.
Yeah, facts. My knife is not piercing his abs of steel. Wait, tell the story again.
Yeah.
I just took a towel to cover myself and ran to the living room. In the living room, I saw a man with a ski mask and a knife.
It's the guy from the shower who killed his parents.
Yeah, you're the one that killed him, right?
Yeah, and you're taking a shower to get
rid of
all
the blood.
and all.
Ding, 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 you guys got it! Why am I smiling? The answer is, I killed my parents and my sister. I was taking a shower to take the blood off myself when a robber randomly came in, saw the dead bodies on the floor, and when he saw me, of course he ran away.
He went to rob the
went to
house
rob
after
the
you
house,
killed everyone, and then he's like, "Oh shoot, he murdered
he's like, "Oh,
everyone."
fuck."
Yeah.
Isn't that so messed up?
Yeah.
That's hype. Why is he taking a shower? No, see, there's so many. This isn't right because you're bad at killing people if you do that. Why are you showering at that point in time? But why would you do that first before getting the bodies together and cleaning up the scene?
Okay.
Makes sense.
Thank you so much for watching.
But like, the
No,
thing
no,
is, right?
stop. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy. Have a good night. I hope it gave you chills just as much as it did for me. And I hope you don't think too much about your dark thoughts invading your mind. Good night. What are we gonna call this video? Are you,
Are you a sexy guy?
Can you eat my butt like that?
Yeah, sure.
Hi, I'm Daniel. I'm Nelly. I like warm blood.
What?
Fuck. I don't shower right after I murder somebody because you gotta get rid of the body first. That's step one, boys. Write it down.
Blood all over you.
Look at baby. Why is yours naked?
Oh yeah, but
Look at how I treat my baby. I make him sit down and he tells stories. And for some.
This is gonna be our kids.
Are you still recording? We're having a moment here. Let us know if you want to see more of these. Daddy, I want more milk. Check out Theo and Nelly in description. Their videos are trash, but they're kind of cool. So give them a go. You want to see my six-pack? Give me a beat, Theo. Panda, 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 oh, panda, 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 panda. My name's Theo. I like Neo. I like Rio, the country, and I like Geo, the studies, and I like.
okay.
Okay. I think it's time to go upstairs.
Yes.
Okay.